Greetings, welcome to Jefficho Films. Today we're going to talk about a 1991 horror comedy that satirized horror movies, much like Scream did, but it came out 5 years before Scream, so it gets credited for that. Well, let's review There's Nothing Out There.
So how does the story end?
Oh, it kills them.
This movie starts out with a mysterious guy at a video store grabbing horror movies, and then he stalks Sally Foster, the desk girl, and starts chasing her around. It's campy and silly, and she eventually goes outside and is hung by film reels. It was just a dream, she's fine. Except for the fact that she was driving and fell asleep. Her car flies off the road. No, I say her car flies off the road, because that dude wearing a blonde wig that falls off when he crashes, that is not Sally. Good for them for using practical effects, though. A glowing green ball lands in a puddle beside the car, and these giant tentacles start attacking the car and breaking in and grab her before we head off to our Stargate opening credits. Jump to school where our teenagers, but not quite teenagers, are finishing up school and going on spring break. Hey, let's go to my parents' secluded place. 3 couples and 1 single guy, Mike, who knows all the horror movie tropes and points them out constantly. They cram in the Nick's car and we get a comical driving montage before they pass Sally's crash car and the police investigating. Mike begins to annoy his friends with his theories as we hear the body was never found, and we get a lot of monster cam. It's fast and smooth when it should probably be hoppy.
I should investigate that chance.
While everybody's settling in, a group of punk rockers show up and strip down and jump into the pond that's right on Nick's property, and he's a little upset about this, so he tells them to leave. They thought it was the lake they were looking for, so they politely leave and get into their van and drive off. It's a missed opportunity, because all of them lived. Doreen takes a shower because a long sweaty car ride, and I thank you for that. Jim, her jock boyfriend, joins her.
We're having such a good time, living your own life. We're gonna do just fine tonight.
And Mike continues to ask questions and point out the risks.
I don't mind your imagination, but it's the others. They're starting to get annoyed.
They all eat dinner while the creature camp ate their chicken and left a green slime behind. David and Janet go out for wood, but it doesn't end well for David. Janet at least runs away, but they totally miss the gag of her constantly falling down, but she does at least run into a tree. Mike boarders up his room. Smart. While Jim and Doreen go skinny dipping in the pond. She's pretty cute, but not the brightest. Yeah, baby, the water's not cold. Gotta give props where it's due, though. This movie's transition game is strong. Doreen and Jim decide, because of hearing some noises and probably his performance in the cold water, to go inside and do it by the fire. Everyone's hooking up now, except for Mike, who's still investigating, and he accidentally interrupts him. But he did, in his defense, see the creature, as did Doreen, but she's not quite the credible witness you'd hope for. Jim attacks Mike for cock-blocking him. Dude, he totally saved your life from an alien mutant frog. Nick and Stacy hear the noise and come down, and Mike's been locked in the basement, where later he gets attacked by it and breaks a water pipe. Mike's presumably killed, all because his friends wouldn't believe him. The next day, they see the water, so Nick goes and drives into town to find a plumber. Stacy goes in the water, and we never see her again. in anything but a swimsuit, and that was an excellent choice. Doreen hurt her head last night, so she's sleeping off her concussion till this happens. Stacy goes in to help until she's attacked and hunted, until she jumps out a window into the pond, and when she gets out, she runs into Mike, who's still alive, and continues to point out every horror movie mistake. They go up to help Jim and Doreen, but it's too late for Jim. The creature attacks the two girls until Mike saves them and finds out that it doesn't like shaving cream. He also points out that it's trying to kill the guys, but it's trying something else with the girls. Janet must have woke up from running into that tree, and she shows up, and they realize this creature shoots lasers out of its eyes, which can control you. So Doreen starts attacking Stacy as the creature's trying to get frisky with Janet, until she accidentally gets her head and neck broken by a bat. Completely accidental though. Doreen continues to attack Stacy until Stacy has no choice and throws her through the window, and that takes care of that. The creature goes onto the roof, so Mike, after getting updates on where the car is and what's going on with Nick, decides that they should barricade themselves into the basement. So they do, and he continues to insult Stacy's decisions. Later that night, Nick arrives, and he's pretty pissed about the damage to his house, but then he's attacked. But he manages to escape with the assistance of a boom mic. I mean, they're always in the shot, you might as well use them. They get into the car and try and drive off, but the creature's on the hood shooting lasers at them, and they can't even see where they're driving. They obviously didn't drive too far because they drove right into the pond. And then the plumber shows up, pretty much just to die.
What the hell's going on here? You fucking crazy?
They get out of the water and form a plan with mirrors, light bulbs, and shaving cream. Stacy gets lasered in the eyes though pretty quick and starts attacking Nick. Nick ends up using mirrors to trick this alien mutant frog into the oven, but it takes a while to cook, but eventually it explodes and it looks like fireworks. I can only assume that Stacy's no longer under its control now that it's very crispy. They decide to take the plumber van and drive off, but they run into Sally, the video store clerk, and they give her a ride. She says her head hurts and her stomach hurts. So they throw her out because they listened to Mike this time. The end.
Had any kinky sex lately?
What are you talking about? What's wrong with everybody?
Your eyes are green.
Yes, I know. They've been that way since I was a baby.
Stacy, who is played by Bonnie Bowers, only did this movie, but she did become a musician. Doreen, played by Wendy Bednarz, did one more film, but still works in the industry, writing and directing. Janet, played by Claudine Flores, went back to mostly Spanish language TV work. Nick, played by John Carhart III, is still working, mostly shorts, not a lot of credits. Jim, played by Mark Clover, went on to play such characters as Dick Longo and Dick Bulger. He also played Agent Preston in Sex Files, Alien Erotica. I never really thought about it. What turns aliens on? And Mike seemed to do a lot of rated R softcore films, his last being 2003's The Erotic Misadventures of the Invisible Man. The lesson here is, it ain't easy to make it in show business. Not everybody does. But for one moment, one movie, the stars align to make this cult classic horror comedy.
Look, we are talking about reality here, not make-believe.
Well, let me tell you something. That creature out there is not reality.
So you're saying we're in a movie?
It's a distinct possibility.
which I enjoyed. In the end, had a $350,000 budget with a script that was witty and cheeky, and they pulled off a fun movie with a decent amount of nudity, which is a must in a horror movie. Well, as always, guys, check it out. Thanks for watching.
What is that thing?
What is it? Well, take your pick. A mutant baby, an alien that's been in the snow for 2,000 years, a genetic monster created by some crazy scientist. What difference does it make? We either have to find a way out of here or figure out how to kill it.